Hello everyone, in this video we are going to talk about that other world is open for international students, but why China is not open. So I am going to do my analysis. So we have to see the difference between other world and China, then we can maybe take a better intuition that why this is happening, what is happening. So to discuss that, we can like divide this country into four portions. First one, we can say that Europe, Australia, UK, and Canada. One portion. Second one is USA. Third one is China and other Asian countries like Japan and Korea. And fourth, those countries who don't actually take international students, or maybe students don't go there, like Pakistan, India, and like that. So first in first portion we are going to talk about the Europe, Australia, UK and Canada. I will be just saying Europe for the sake of fluency. So these countries pattern is that student take admission there, and student have to pay the money in the form of fees. They pay fee, and then they go to those countries, and in those countries they are allowed to work for 20 hours. In those 20 hours they mostly do the odd jobs, like maybe they work as a restaurant, they work as a delivery guy, they work as a taxi driver and things like that, small jobs only. Obviously no student is not going to get the full job in this specific time. Also other thing is that they have to pay taxes if they cross a specific amount, as far as I know. Maybe I am wrong on the tax thing, because different country may have different policies. So these countries take money from students. I'm not saying this in the bad way, but in a good way, or in a maybe neutral way. So these countries take money from the students. Student work there do their small jobs, and student also behave like a good citizen because they don't do illegal things. They know if they will do illegal things, maybe they are going to be deported. So in this way, if we see that these countries are taking benefit from the students, and I am talking about in this portion I was talking about the master students. Now let's talk about the Ph.D. students, which is actually same thing go with the USA. So we join these two things. One is Europe and those other countries I told about in the start of the video, and then USA. Now these countries, what they do, for the PhD, obviously the competition is high, high, we can say competition is like good. So that's why mostly students who get hired in these countries are those students who are actually very good student in their home countries. So in this way, these countries take the cream of different countries, and then offer them nationality tracks and things like that. So most probably students start working there too. That's why you will in America especially, you can see that there are many CEOs, including Google CEOs, Indian. So these countries are somehow taking benefit from the student, and students are taking benefit from them. Now let's talk about the Asian countries, in which we can say the major contributors are Japan, and then Korea, China, and maybe Malaysia too. So in case of Japan, maybe Japan will in future will be start doing same thing which the other countries are doing, like Australia and I can mention before, because in Japan their birth rate is going down. So maybe in future they will also take take students from the other countries and start doing the nationality thing too. It is already, you can get the Japanese nationality maybe in 10 years if I'm not wrong. But now let's talk about the China, which is our major discussion point. So those other countries which we talk about, that China's behavior in scholarship is different, because China give you money, China don't give you time to do the work here, like 20 hours time in other countries, like in other countries. So China don't want actually you as a workforce, because China already have its workforce. Second, China is self-sufficient. China really don't need travelers and things like that. But European countries, and I mentioned before, in many economies like Switzerland based economies are based on the tourist. So China also don't need really tourists, because China is, as per my perception, China is self-sufficient. Then we can say that other benefits we have, then maybe one can ask why China hire international students if they don't need them. So we can talk that in another video. But my point is that because now what can happen actually, which may be a reason that international students are still not back, because international students may bring virus with them. Obviously people will say many things about that, but we have seen that in the Xian, like in Xian, the virus was spreaded in last year, and that was because of the imported cases. Because a PIA flight from Pakistan came into Xian, and because of that flight, and maybe hotel attendant and whatsoever, virus spreaded in Xian, and Xian was closed for like more than 1 month, and some problems there. So so one flight can, we can say that one flight can cause the big damage. So international students are more than one flight. These are maybe like 30,000, 40,000, or 50,000. So I think personally this may be a reason that China thinks that these maybe some student or some portion of students can bring the virus in China, maybe a different variant, and that variant can cause problem for the China's local authorities. So anyhow, my point is that let's pray that virus goes and life can goes to go to normal, and we can travel easily. You can come here, I can go home and then come back. So I hope this will give you some intuition. So if you have something to discuss or ask, you can comment, and maybe you can also subscribe the channel. Okay, bye bye.